Training a Balking horse. Trust is the first thing you need from a horse when you start training a horse. But not only do you need your horse to trust you, you also need to trust your horse. One thing about your horse is that they know when you get mad at them, and if they think you are mad at them, it can cause problems. They will not listen or they will run from you because they think they are in trouble. So stay very patient. Yes, I know it's hard to stay patient, but if you want your horse to work well with you, you need to step up and know that they don't know what you want. They just need a little guidance. Keeping your horse calm is really important. Don't use high tones when you are working with them. Keep a calm voice. They like it when your voice is soft. They think that they're doing a good job when they hear you say good girl or boy. When you hear high voice, they think they are doing something wrong and they become confused. Horses try really hard to do what they are told. It's like when you're training your son or your daughter how to use the bathroom. It takes time. It doesn't just happen overnight. When I'm training my horse, I use this rule of thumbs. If you give a horse 15 minutes, then it will take all day. But if you give a horse all day, it'll take 15 minutes. In other words, if you rush your horse, it will take forever to train them because they get irritated and you get irritated and it just doesn't work for either of you. Because if you let your horse learn it on its own pace and do things over and over again until they understand, they will learn faster and will truly understand what you want from them. Once you get to know a horse, then the horse and the trainer tend to share a certain bond. It makes training your horse much easier because your horse knows that it can trust its trainer and that the trainer won't hurt it. When I first start training my horse, I want them to know who is boss, so I run them around a pen, then I stop and I wait till they stop. If my horse turns its butt towards me, it is a sign of disrespect. I run them again until my horse turns and faces me. Then I wait for the horse to come, and if the horse takes off and goes somewhere else, then I run them again. I repeat these steps until they face me, and then I wait, and when the horse finally does come to me, I give them a treat. Once they know you won't give up, they come to understand who is boss, and they know it isn't them. Once you have completed the first step, your horse should follow you without a halter, lead rope, or anything for that matter. Next, you should try to put your saddle and blanket on your horse. After letting your horse smell the blanket, slowly slide the blanket onto your horse's back. Once you have succeeded in placing the blanket, then take it off and try to slide it on its back again from the other side. One thing you need to know about training your horse is that what you teach a horse on one side, you have to teach the same thing on the other. After putting the blanket on your horse's back a couple of times, use your upper body and just lay your arms and chest on the back of your horse. Do this on both sides to get your horse used to a little extra weight on its back. Once you have done that a couple of times, then try putting the saddle on their back. First your horse smell the saddle so that it knows what it is you're putting on your back. Once saddle breaking, take it slow. Rushing your horse to learning things isn't good. Your horse doesn't understand what the saddle and blanket are. That the saddle and blanket are not going to bite them in the butt, so they are afraid of them. Letting them smell them reassures the horse that they are not living objects and they will not hurt your horse in any way. Putting the saddle and the blanket on your horse's back could cause your horse to buck. Let them go ahead and do it. They're not used to the extra weight. After they're done with bucking, I would take everything back off and put it back on to give your horse a little peace of mind and reinforce that they will need to learn to like it. Tightening your cinch could cause your horse to nip at you or buck. When the cinch pinches a horse or cuts off their air, they don't know why it does it. The horse will get used to it. It will just take a little time. You should talk to your horse while you're tightening the cinch. Tell them it's okay. Tighten it a little, then pet your horse. Then tighten it a little more. Repeating this keeping up the slow process until the cinch is tight. It will help your horse to stay calm while you're tightening your cinch. Now, using your hands, put a little weight on each stirrup. Let your horse know what to expect so your body weight doesn't freak your horse out too much. Do it a couple of times and let them get used to a little extra body weight. It won't hurt them once you are comfortable and you know that they won't buck. Put one leg in your stirrup, then inch your leg over your horse's back slowly. Don't spook your horse. Put both feet firmly in your stirrups. Then try to get your horse to move. If your horse starts to buck, that's fine. It will stop. Just hold on tight. Your horse just wants to see if it can get you off. It doesn't want you up there. Once it realizes bucking is not working, it will stop. Normally it won't buck too much more. If you get bucked off, get right back on. If you don't, it gives the horse a message that it is boss. If it bucks you off, your horse thinks you will leave it alone. That is not good for the horse or you as the owner. If your horse thinks it can get away with bucking and such that it will do everything every time you get up on it and someone could get hurt. Allowing your horse to get away with things that just makes your horse develop bad habits that you will have to figure out how to break later. Working to get your horse to understand what you want while you are on their back can cause bad behavior. Your horse will probably throw its head around when you try to get it to turn. Some horses back up when you tell it to walk. This behavior is called a balking horse, and the problem isn't always easy to fix. Just don't let your horse get away with it. If they want to back up, then make them back up. Then dismount and back up your horse. Then get back on your horse, and if that problem continues, pull your horse's head to make it turn in the reverse direction. If your horse throws its head around, keep pulling. Don't let your horse jerk its head back or back up. Once your horse turns in the reverse direction, then release the reins and let them have their head back. Once they get their head back, it is like a reward for them. Then you repeat and go to the other side and do the same thing. Working with their head, your horse will start turning more willingly when they realize they will get their head back when they do what you are asking. Next, start getting your horse to walk forward. At this point, they should be over backing up. If not, you control them by turning them in a few circles. If you ask your horse to go right and your horse decides to go left, then turn them in a circle and try again. Don't let them get away with it. Make your horse do what you want without physically hurting your horse. Horses have good memory. If you hurt them and they are afraid of you, remember you need to be nice to them because they will mirror their behavior. Most of the time, you can tell your horse is mad by watching the way their ears are posed. When you get to know your horse, you will be able to tell when they are mad by the way they hold their ears. If I see my horse ears laid, I will get off them and then calm them down. When working with your horse, you have to remember that one method doesn't always work on every horse and to always be open to new ideas.